Hi YouTube, just received this reference photo and drawing from a subscriber, and so I thought I'd go ahead and make another video and talk about it.
This is a very nice drawing, and what I like about the drawing here is that the artist took note of the shading areas, like you see here. Took note of areas like right here where the nose is. You can see right here the reflections in the eyes, really nice. Eyelashes are really great. Now, I can't speak to the proportion because this drawing, I can tell it looks like the photograph was taken somewhat at an angle because the paper it was drawn on, I could see that it clips off here, and so that's going to throw the proportions off. So for those of you who are watching this video and are looking to submit your drawings and your reference photos for critique, I would ask that you please send them to me in the exact proportions. In other words, take a scan and send them to me in the where they're both 1-to-1. Okay, this way it saves me time. I had to resize this several times just to try to get the height to be the same, because I want to be able to share 1-to-1 comparisons with all of you. I'm going to just move this back here a little bit. So anyway, if you can do that, that would just make my job so much easier in sharing things with you all. I would like one-to-one, so send me 1-to-1, because if I get them and they're not 1-to-1, then one of the things I might bring out is, well, this is not in proportion. You might want to try using the grid method, blah, blah, blah. And then it just turns out that you're sending me stuff that wasn't scanned the same way and shot from an angle and so forth. So anyway, there is a difference in proportion here because I could see that this was likely taken with a phone camera or something from an angle rather than straight on, and this was taken at some other time, of course. So that would be great if I can get them that way. All right, this reference photo, by the way, I think is an excellent reference photo. It highlights a couple of really great things for those who want to draw with graphite and charcoal, and that is its contrast is really nice. You have these dark darks, you have these light lights, and then you have these excellent midtones here in between. And her eyes, wow, I just dig these eyes. And then if you can look, you probably can't see it there. Let me see if I can scan this because I can't move the camera, but you can probably see. Look at the details in the iris. Fantastic. I mean, this is what you live for to draw, is eyes like that. Highlights, these patterns that are in here, I just think are wild. And this is really a great pair of eyes here to draw. Okay, nice teeth and just a good shape here. You got these high cheekbones that lets you get creative with your shading and get those cheekbones to show up, and that's really good. So this here is really nice in that he was mindful of a lot of these shading areas, and the way he did the eyes, he picked up on those little details, and I think that he did an excellent job here in shading this eye. I can see detail in the eye. I can see the highlights. He took his time with this. It is awesome, and I can see that that this particular person as will be able to progress really well because he He does appear to have an eye for detail, which is really important. You don't have to be born with it, but you do definitely need to learn to have an eye for detail, and he's already on his way. Now there are of course going to be things that I'm going to bring out here that would improve this drawing tremendously, and things that I see where he would have rushed or decided I don't want to be as particular with, but I'm going to suggest to this artist that he be particular and that he takes his time. So here are some of the things I want to suggest. This woman here has this really nice dark hair. I mean, you can really capitalize on this contrast, and yet it was not in this drawing. Here she's blonde-headed. She's not a blonde-headed woman. This dark hair goes great with these eyelashes. This blonde hair here does not, and this needs to be drawn in. And it's a very simple thing, actually. Now, what I'm going to do here, and of course this is a printout, so I don't know if it's going to stick, but I'm going to use some charcoal powder here, okay? And I'm going to use a Q-tip. Now, I'm going to just see if I can get it to grip. I'm not sure I can, but I'm going to see if I can. Okay. Well, it looks like I can somewhat. So let's just put some charcoal powder on here and get a nice base going. Of course, it's going to run down here because I got this thing up so much that charcoal is going to go falling down all over, but I have to have it this way for the camera especially. Otherwise, I'd like to do this on a flat surface. Let's just get some charcoal here. And I'm going to go with the direction of the hair that I see here, even though it's not necessary because that's what the next steps are going to do. But you'll notice that there are some natural streaks that are occurring from my doing it this way. And so I'm going to take advantage of that by going in the direction of the hair. You get some nice streak action going here. That's just the base. Her hair is definitely a lot darker than what I just did. So I'm going to find me a soft charcoal pencil. Let's see here. This one here is not soft. I'll tell you what. I'm going to get my fingers a little dirty here by using a soft charcoal, little charcoal block thing here. Okay, just so I can accelerate the speed of doing this for this video. When I'm usually drawing for myself, I can take my sweet time, but in this case here, all right, so she's got this, so let's get this going. Now what we're doing here is we're not drawing strands of hair. I mean, it may look like it, but I'm not. Okay, I'm just laying down charcoal. He just wants to get some soft charcoal here. I don't care whether they're strandy or not. Just get that charcoal on the paper. That's what all you got to do. Okay. And I'm going to try not to get into the detail areas here. I'll use a finer pencil. Medium and a hard charcoal will work just fine. This area here, very dark. Got to really get that dark in there. I'm not trying to get accuracy here. I'm just keep it in the general area. That's all you need. Just the general area. You'll see how this thing is going to unfold, and you're going to go, ooh, I had no idea that could happen. You can do that. But you'll see. Very simple stuff. All right. And let's see, she has this thing going on here. All right, so let's get that going. Like I said, if this was a drawing I was going to do and I wasn't on the camera right now, I take my sweet time, make sure I don't overlap something that I don't want. But in this case, I'm going to be able to show my point enough that you'll be able to go, okay, I get what you're trying to say, and do it yourself, okay? But this is not hair strands. This is covering an area as fast as I can, okay? That's all this is, all right? Okay? That's all it is. You're going to see in a second what I'm going to do. Just get some nice soft charcoal in there. Hey, lady, your hair color's coming back. Okay? All right. Just getting that darkness in there, like so. Okay, now I'm gonna find me my little brush. Got a brush in here somewhere. Here we go. Yeah, a little soft paintbrush. Okay, you know, and I'm just gonna go and do this little number here. Okay. And again, it's not on a flat table, so it's making a mess coming down. I would like to do this on a flat table, so I don't have to deal with this mess coming down. That can really mess up your drawing, you know. All right. Now, I'm going to do this in steps here. What I need is a good eraser. Now here's a little chopstick thing. I did this in that one video on dark hair. You put a sliver of what do you call it, eraser. You got these highlights. I'm going to put a few in, but I'm going to end up covering it all up anyway. But I'm getting this thing started. So you want to get that in there. See, is this eraser even? There we go. Tape's getting a little weak on it. I might have to switch to a much stiffer eraser, but let me see if I can get this going here. There we go. I'm getting something going here. It's wakening up. All right, here we go. Get those highlights in there. See those highlights? That's all you're doing. Just get those highlights in there, okay? Yeah. And then she's got this. This is where the roots are coming out. And they got lights there. Lights, action, camera. Let's get that in there. All right. Okay. Yeah, this thing's coming apart. Let me just push that off to the side, and I'm going to use my big pen. My big pen, a big old tough pen right there. Tough stuff. All right, I got it cut on a slant. You see that? On a slant. Makes it easier, and then you just go like this. Look at this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Alright. She got that highlight there. Get that highlight in there. Don't be shy. Alright, got a few over here. Why not? Let's get those in there. Okay, got a few over here. Most of this is going to get covered up again anyway, but I need to get something started here before I go back in with my pencils. Let's see, got a little over here. I see a little right there. Just a little, not too much. Okay, you wanna get these little things in there if it's on the original. Okay. All right. Now look at how that hair is starting to come out there. Got the old glitter and stuff. That's real easy, right? Okay. The only problem is that you can see that I've got all these lines in between because I just went with the corner of that big old block where she's got the smooth black stuff going on here, this black hair going here. I shouldn't say black stuff. Sorry. So anyway, what I'm going to do here, let's see if I can find me a good charcoal pencils. Let's see. Okay, this is a 3B. That should be soft. This is a Primo 3B. Just a soft charcoal pencil. But what I want to do here is I'm just going to come in here and I need to fill in as much as I can because... But I'm going to avoid the highlights areas for the most part. Not all the way, but for the most part, just so that I don't have to struggle getting it in there again. But I need to now get everything going in the correct direction of the hair. Okay, 'cause now we're getting into the detail part. There we go. And I want to get this going here. Okay. The hair moves up and down. I mean up from here and then down to here. Okay. This is a shadow area underneath her flip. So I'm going to make sure I get that shadowed area really nice and dark. And I mean dark. Okay, and it comes down to here. All right. All right. I got a few strands coming out here. Might as well just kind of get that going there a little bit, you know. All right. So nobody's hair is going to be perfect. You want to make sure it don't look like a dome. Dome DeLuise. All right, here. Okay, so that's a bad joke. Ooh. Okay. We just get a few of those little puppies going out there like so. You know, she got a lot of flippies going on here. So I'm going to get some of those going. All right. Look at the reference. Okay. If it's solid black, make it solid black. Okay. Don't cheat. Make it exactly as it is. Okay. Exactly as you see it. Okay. So for the guy who, the artist who drew this, okay, you can see that you can really enhance your drawing by, don't take away from the original, okay? If it's dark hair, take advantage of that. I mean, that's just an awesome thing to add contrast. You have these dark darks and these light lights, you know. You want that, and especially because of her eyelashes. I mean, she's got these really cool eyes and these really long eyelashes. How awesome they complement each other. And you got your dark pupils here. So capitalize on that. Don't go for that blonde stuff if she's not blonde. You definitely, you know, if she was blonde, then yeah, okay, fine. But she's not blonde. Don't draw her blonde. There we go. Well, it's a good drawing, though. And I love the fact that it shows evidence of that this person here has got an eye for detail, just needs to develop it a little bit more. For example, her eye, top of her eye is here, so you see where the hair goes almost down onto her eyes. We got to get this hair all the way down to here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and lead into it and get it down here. Okay. Now we're going to start tapering. That's where you come down and you lift the pencil off at the end there so that when you lift off it's thinner. I'm just going to start tapering a little bit here. And I like to use harder charcoal pencils for that actual purpose. The soft can get a little fat in the lines there. Okay, and we got one coming down here. Yeah, let's use a harder charcoal pencil. Let's see, this is a hard one here. And see how thin that line is right there? See, I can get way thinner for that tapered stroke. For flyaways, see, get this harder charcoal here is great for that stuff. Okay. Now I can see that I got dark here. I'm gonna get that down here first before I start getting too fine with everything. All right, I'm not going to get it exact here, obviously, just trying to make a point, and I won't be keeping this drawing because it's just a computer printer printout, so it's not, I'm not actually drawing this on high quality drawing paper or anything. So the fact that I'm even able to get it this far is pretty cool. Nice and dark here, nice and dark here. I'm just gonna rub that in, okay? There's no white in there, so I can make sure there's no white in here. Okay, anyway. See, it goes down to there, goes down to there, so let me get that down to there. All right. It's hard to see with the background there, but I imagine I'm close. Okay, anyway, and this is skewed. It's not flat on. So, you give her that dark hair, okay? Very simple. For the fine stray hairs, use a hard charcoal pencil so you can make these little stray hairs wherever they show up. Okay. That kind of thing. So just goof around with that. Anyway, use your wedged eraser and get your highlights in there, and that's what's really going to make it look like you got hair. Okay, it's having these highlights put in. The highlights is going to give evidence that there's hair. This is hair. This is not just a big old blotch of black stuff that some crazy drawing guy did, right? See, we got some white here to do, some highlights here, so get that in there. How about over here? Okay, just go to town. And gonna have to clean your eraser off from time to time. And see that however you do your highlights is going to give the direction of where the hair's going. See that? Okay, so I'm just going to go past this now. I don't want to waste too much time with the hair because I can get a little bit too much of a perfectionist. And if I'm not going to keep the drawing, what's the point, right? But I want to bring this out. You want to bring that contrast. Now, talking about contrast, that means everything that is dark should be dark. So, let's find a nice, here's a medium, that'll do for now. And you want to make sure that you get everything nice and dark, and you want to make sure that all your shapes are correct according to the original. Okay, so anyway, I can't tell how dark these were in the original because this is just a photograph. But you can see, you can start bringing out, you can bring out all the contrast here using a nice dark charcoal pencil. Okay, shade in here because you got shading from that eyelid. Mascara, you can see she's got mascara, got that mascara in there. Okay. Down here, these are fine hairs. Now I could use a hard charcoal pencil for that again. Wherever I put, or that medium one I had. Well, here's an extra hard. I just use this extra hard generals here, and you can use this for your little eyelashes down here because they're going to be very fine. Okay. You got mascara here, and of course you got her these really long dark eyelashes. He did real good with his creases here, which is nice. Okay, thin eyebrows. Okay, now I'm not going to redraw this whole thing because that would be kind of silly. But I just wanted to complement the dark hair by making sure that the eyelashes and everything were nice and dark. Did a good job on his eyelashes here. I like the fact that he was able to get them swirled up. As a matter of fact, I tend to suffer with this, having to do this. Fortunately, with eyelashes, they usually come out from the shadows of the upper lid, and you don't really have to see where they originate from. You just flip them up, and you're golden. Okay, now you can see you don't want to be afraid to use dark, and charcoal is really good for dark. Okay, if you do dark, you can really bring a photograph out or a drawing out. Okay, same with the shading here. This is good shading, and I can't tell if it was comparable or not because of the picture itself, and because it's skewed, I can't tell, you know, whether it was all drawn in proportion or not. But what I can tell, and these are things that you don't want to miss, is that, for example, there's shading. I can see there's shading down here on this side of the face, but it's light over here, so you don't want that there. Okay, you definitely want to get rid of that. And I got this white pencil here. Let's see if I can, because I can't erase that. But you got to keep that a little bit lighter there. Watch your shading on the original. Okay, see if I can get that. And then it's dark here. You see how dark that is? So you get your dark pencil, like maybe a 4B or 6B, and just get that in there. And again, I'm just doing this rough-like, so it's maybe not going to look the best, but I just want to get the point across. What you see here is what you want to see over here. Okay. And we'll just bring that up like so. Okay, and then you want to, of course, you want to blend. And then if you go too much in certain areas, you use your eraser. And I got this here, which is lighter right there. You see that? So you just kind of go a little lighter there. That's what this, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to take off with this thing, but let's see. Could have probably gotten away with a 4B. But see, I got an eraser, so that works. Okay, so make that match that. Okay. Everything needs to match. Over here, okay, could be a little darker, for example. So up here, you definitely want darker. You want this darker than here, so you want this darker than here. Instead of making the whole thing look one shade, pay close attention to the differences in tonal values and draw accordingly. This is where this artist's ability to have an eye for detail, which I know he has, can help go a long ways. Now I'm going to get rid of the 6B. I'm going to go down to a 2B as I go down a little lower here, noticing that everything lightens up. Okay. Yep, he got that, so that's good. Okay, that's all good. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Capitalize on the really cool cheekbones she has there. And let's see, go like this. Okay, this is darker around the chin here. This should be darker right here. I won't put that in, but that's another thing that should be done. Okay. I'm going to just use my fingers here because this is not a keeper for me. Okay, but that way you bring out those cheekbones better. Okay, now take a look. See how nice and dark this area is right here. bring this out, bring it darker, okay? Definitely bring it darker. This area is thick. This is a very thick area right here, but it's a little on the thin side right here. This thing really needs to be beefed up a lot here, okay? Got to really thicken up that area there, that darkness, make it identical, take advantage of those big eyes, okay? Try not to mess up her eyes here too much as I'm roughing things in, but if you can see, I'm adding more bulk to her eyes here to get it to more to that right there. And of course it's darker here too, because I didn't come in here. See how dark it is? Get it dark there. Okay. Can't say anything about the eyes because he did a great job of the pattern inside the eyes. I think it's fantastic. This is how I know he has an eye for detail. Excellent. Just make sure that everything you do here is the same size in proportion. The shading in the side of the eye here and the shading on the side of the eye here was great. The distance, the little white that's just in there between, he's got it there too. Only difference is here, of course, is that this has got a longer iris underneath. This is a little shorter here. I don't know if that's because it's skewed. Most possibly that's the case. Shading under here, he did that too. Great. I have a lot of good things to say about this drawing in the sense of that it tells me that this person here has a bright future in drawing if he keeps it up. And of course, my best advice is keep watching Rixcandoit. I had to throw that in there. All right. But yeah, definitely get in there and get those darks in there. Don't be shy about the darks, okay? Inside the mouth here, get that dark right in the corners of the mouth. That will really make the teeth shine out, okay, come out really good. Okay, just make sure you really get it. And what's nice is he didn't go crazy with the lines in the teeth. Very subtle. Excellent job on the teeth. Okay, just watch for details. I notice he got this detail in here. Great. It's got this detail. Well, I mean, just great job. Just need to get it more in proportion, but fantastic. Lips are a little thicker on top. Don't take her lips away, dude. Okay, get them in there. Get them in there. Okay, get them in there. Anyway, I'm not going to draw them in, but, well, gosh, I can't help myself. I just have to always fiddle around with people's drawings. Huh? All right. But yeah, get that dark going inside the corners there. That always helps. And in between the teeth, you know, just right where it hits the lips there. If you see it on the original, put it, excuse me, boy. Put it in your drawing. Make that mouth come alive, those teeth come alive. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Take a look at the two drawings there, and you can see there's quite an improvement. And it's just use those darks to your advantage. Don't go light. You know, get some color in there. Don't leave her face white. Just because it's white here, it's not white. If you actually look at it, here is white. Okay, that's not white. It's darker tinted. Okay, and it's a printout in my case here too, which is not good. This is like the lightest gray you can have, and you definitely do not want to leave a person's face white. Get some tint on there. Get some tone on there. That way your highlights are white and they come out. Remember, eyes are never white. Put a little bit of tint in there, a little bit of tone in there, and that would be excellent. Make sure, of course, down here I can see you've already tried. You had some shading going here. Get that darker. It's dark here. It's got to be dark here. Compare it. How does that dark look to that dark? Well, it's darker here than here. So if you got this dark, which I would suggest get this darker, then you need this to be even darker than this. Get that in there. And here's another thing. On this shirt, okay, you were in a hurry. You were in a hurry. What happened? Did the toaster pop, or someone come to the door? You have all these lines in this. This part here becomes cartoonish if you leave it like this. This is solid dark. This is solid dark. Make this solid dark. Get it dark. Get it all dark in there, because that's what the original is. That's what the reference is. Okay? Yes, you can take liberties, but not that many liberties, because now your imagination has to be good enough where you know how to draw clothing that look like clothing. If you make clothing look like cartoon because you don't know what clothing looks like and you're not looking at it and drawing what you're seeing, then it's just going to ruin all that work that you did, all that wonderful shading you did and everything to make her photorealistic, and you went in there and put her into a cartoon suit. Okay? I mean, you got this line here, where it's like a collar or something. I don't see that here. So don't put that in there. Get that thing solid. It's a lot easier to draw something solid dark than it is to be adding all these details that don't even exist in the original in the first place. So I did this a lot too, where I would come in and go, well, this is what I think she should be wearing or whatever, and I started giving it patterns and stuff, and I ended up like wanting to toss them after I got better. And I says, oh, why did I do that? What was wrong with me? Okay, I'm going to use this block here and just wholesale get this dark. Get it dark, okay? Let's just get it all in there. Get the paint over with. All right. Okay, let's get that all nice and dark. Okay. Let's make this drawing pop because I know that it can. All right. Same here. I don't know, all these lines here, that doesn't make sense. You got to get rid of that. Sorry, I got to tell it as I see it, okay? There we go. I'm going to get this all in here. All right. And guys, realize that I'm doing this on top of printer paper. All right? I'm doing this on printer paper on a printout. And I think you will agree that just adding a few dark areas, the hair, the clothing, look, tell me if that is not now closer to that. All right? Seriously. So, thank you for sending this in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned from it. This was an excellent drawing and good eye for detail. Wonderful reference photo to work from, but I wanted to show you how adding these dark features really brings that drawing out and really helps it to become even more realistic if you just take the time and a few easy tricks. Thanks again for watching. Now, if you haven't subscribed, please do so and leave your comments down below. And again, if you're sending me your drawings to be critiqued in a future video, send them via the Facebook. Just go on there, join the group, and messenger me your drawings. I can't guarantee I'll get them all, but I'll. Right now, of course, you have a better chance than later because I'm just starting to do this right now for you guys. But I do appreciate all of you participating, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.